So now everything should be working perfectly fine. Now the only question is that if I need to like check my page. And for the people that are like here super early, then kudos to you. Because I'm just setting everything up. So how do I go to my page? Wow. I don't really know the landscape of YouTube. So we're going to try to figure it out. Okay, I have it. Okay. Now that I have this link, I'm going to send it. And today's topic is going to be very interesting. So I am going to keep this live stream up. So just know it's going to be one of those. It's going to be one of those very concerning topics, if you will. So today we're going to kind of talk about a person by the name of Boomie, or as they may be known on the internet as SexyBlimp, right here. So if you're already wondering, well, this looks troubling. That's because it is. It is very much so. So to kind of ease you into this a little bit, SexyBlimp, or as they're known on Twitch, SuperBlimp, are they are super big fans of inflation and breast expansion and things of that nature. Perfectly normal. It's not normal, but you catch my drift. It's not hurting anyone. I don't care. So this particular person, Boomie, has been accused in the past of sexual harassment and also not paying his voice actresses. So where did all of this come from? Well, I'm glad you asked, fellow viewers. So let's go ahead and we're gonna do this very old style because I'm very much old enough that I can figure out the internet, but not old enough to figure out how Google works. So here is a SexyBlimp harassment mega thread. Because if you needed to know how bad someone is, it's because they needed a mega thread. So I'll go ahead and read this aloud, and we'll kind of get through this a little bit. So it says, for those unaware, you, which is the user, SexyBlimp, has somehow managed to create drama within the community. He was constantly getting into arguments and refused to acknowledge he had done anything wrong. After he was banned from this subreddit, multiple people stepped forward and provided me with proof of his harassment. This was not acceptable. I have made sure the subreddits he posted to have been made aware of his harassment, and they have all agreed he has no place in the community and subsequently banned. So, if there's anything that says we don't want you in our community, like getting banned from a subreddit that is literally about belly expansion, I don't know how much more stupid you can be. But let's just keep on going here. It says, for those who also don't know, there is a convention apparently for expansion-based things called SizeCon. Never heard of it in my entire life. The person in charge of organizing the guest list has messaged me asking about his behavior. I complied and gave him all of the same evidence I had been given. His response was that SexyBlimp will no longer be a special guest at the event due to his behavior. Wow. What are these behaviors, you might be asking yourself? So, I went ahead and got some of these links opened, and they are pretty much just sprinkled all throughout this entire forum post. Everywhere. Where they even have another SexyBlimp harassment one, which is this same one right here. So if you go here, you can see that a user by the name of Monstrasa has already kind of given their take on this. So I'll kind of go through this because it's like, for some reason, it's really weird formatted. So it says, I used to voice act for SexyBlimp. I debated posting anything because I want the other voice actresses to have a chance of enjoying themselves and hope they never have to deal with them the way I had to. I understand fully if some will think I'm in the wrong, but I have to say, harassment is not okay, even if the other is wrong. I honestly don't believe I'm the bad guy here, but I do see why some would not agree with everything I've said to him. Either way, I told him many times, let's drop it and move on, and he wouldn't. I said stop or I just can't do it anymore. He didn't, so I left. He now won't stop messaging others to message me, and even created a fake account to get me. If you want to work with any of the actresses, please do. But if you can, avoid SexyBlimp with all your might. You will either get him being professional, or you will regret ever giving him your Discord information. Here is a link to our whole conversation of what he sent to his fake account, and they linked a Dropbox. So, the Dropbox I already have open. See, I already did all my investigation work here. They have all of this, where it's just screenshots upon screenshots of how Boomie was talking to one of the voice actresses here. And I think I can probably still open them. I'll have to download it. I have them all downloaded somewhere. I think I still have them. But I think if I haven't put the link in the description, then I'll most certainly put it in here now. So that way you guys can have it. And then, of course, download it and keep it for yourselves, because Boomie is actually saying that I'm going to push a narrative, and he thinks that I will leave out certain parts of the story because he thinks that it will somehow benefit me. Well, the thing is that he gave me pretty much everything that I needed. Jaden Bacons, no, this is not pre-recorded, but if I have you thinking that it is, then I think I've done a pretty good job. And I'll get to your super chats here in a quick minute. But let's get to the meat of this entire thing. Let's get to the super interesting things. So, this goes on for a while. These are some screenshots, and I did some more digging on my own, and I found that there's a video titled "Why I'm No Longer Working with SexyBlimp," and this is by a user by the name of Sizebox Growth Animator. And even if we watch the video, he apparently says that he's going to try to strike down her channel because she apparently uses a 3D model showing panties, and the person that was using it before obviously had been terminated from YouTube, or many videos are just like that have been copyright striked. So Sizebox Growth Animator says, I know, I've experienced it before. I'm not a foreigner to the YouTube terms of service. And he says, well, I guess I would have to do my duty and then flag those videos as well. So he already admits that he's going to go out of his way to flag someone down because they left working for SexyBlimp. But oh no. Trust me, guys, this gets way better, because this is only the light stuff that we're uncovering here. So this is just one video, and I think I don't think I linked it in there, but I will link it now. So there it is for all to enjoy. The music is kind of weird, but just trust me, okay? They also go on like it's all like pre-recorded and stuff like this. This was if I didn't agree to do a collaboration with him right this second. And it's great. High Sky says, a lot of this drama is dead. You're beating a dead horse. Some of it is. Some of this is from 10 months ago, but it's still being utilized to this day. Now, here's the thing that you're not understanding. The way that he acts towards his voice actresses, you can kind of tell that they're very apparent. He even sent me screenshots of his own, if you wanted to see those. I mean, they're not anything important, but I'll be more than happy to share them with you anyways. So, even though that this is something that might be old, it doesn't make it irrelevant. So, here's some screenshots right here of where he wanted to make sure that Trina, one of his first voice actresses, was paid properly. So he says, okay, but now you know what the majority, now you know that the majority of money went to you after we paid for the gift cards, which you agreed to, right? And she said, yes, smiley face. But you can kind of see that there's this decline in her replies. And it says, okay, thanks. It just hurt a lot when you told people I underpaid you. So now you know I never did underpay. Question mark. Hello. Obviously, this is something where someone just really wanted to shrug this one off. I mean, I would too. Oh, so High Skies is Boomie. That's great. So thanks for coming to the stream, buddy. Didn't think I'd see you in there, but check this out. We got a whole lot of other stuff. To get to. So even with this stuff being as old as it is, because don't worry, they've exposed you for pretty much everything that you are. So let's go ahead and go through more of this. There was also a drama involving an artist called They Call Him Cake, who is someone that I follow. I think they make some pretty good art. A lot of butts. A lot of thick women. So this is something where they had a lot of stuff, and even They Call Him Cake made a post on Tumblr. Unfortunately, Tumblr is Tumblr, and it's not very, it's so stupid, okay? Tumblr is just, it deserves to burn to the ground. But anyways, let's go ahead and get to the screenshots of where he had already been kind of floating around with these other people in the entire Reddit. This is before he got banned. The only way you have an income is a Patreon you don't even create the content for and brings in a whopping $263 a month. Even if what you say is true, which honestly I don't believe, you have bigger problems. I will not report an account that seems like it's being run by the content creator just because their manager got fired. So, SexyBlimp, being the person that he is, decides that he really also is just completely arrogant. So he says, I gotta love these idiots who are too afraid to talk and just give thumbs up. It's like they know I'm right. It doesn't matter. It had my payment information and my email attached to it and my phone number. I am their manager, and I did a lot of the work that you don't know about, and I have the right to do what I want with that account, which is why I'm getting it back from Patreon support. You guys obviously don't know how businesses work. It doesn't matter who puts in the most work, it matters how you make money and how you distribute it. There are plenty of hard jobs that don't pay well and easy jobs that pay very well. Sounds to me like you were just jealous about the fact I could make easy money from managing everything. Now here come all the thumbs down from whiny babies. And then you follow back up, since you're in the chat, you follow back up with, I was in a state of panic. However, it's not my only source of income, but it is a source that keeps me afloat. 5 downvotes. These downvotes are delicious. Just a bunch of babies who don't like the fact that the idea guy made a good Patreon, and they hate the fact that I'm using logic to point out the fact that it's all my money since it's my account, and it will be coming back right after the weekend. Wow. Oh, don't leave, High Skies. We're getting to the meat of this stuff. Don't worry. I mean, we have an entire mega thread. We have all this beautiful stuff just for you to see. So that way we can, really get out there. Even though it's only 10 months old, I know that it's pretty, unrelated. So just as a side note, I wanted to go back to this video of why they're no longer working with SexyBlimp. There's some comments, which obviously I'm not going to cherry pick because then he would accuse me of cherry picking. Good. He's been nothing but trouble in certain Discord servers. He's a very despicable person. All I've heard is bad things about them and that you should block him and any side or fake or extra accounts that he tries or he uses to contact you. This is all very troubling. So if we keep going down, it's goodbye and good riddance. I've never heard of this guy until today. People really just do not like you, High Skies. I mean, Boomie or whatever you like to call yourself nowadays. But sure, let's go ahead and keep going through a couple of these because there's a lot of threads. But here's something that I think everybody should know. Because obviously High Skies we found out was Boomie. Here is a list of all of his SexyBlimp alternate accounts. Wow. A lot of these have to do with belly or something with pumps in them. As you can see, these are all of the known ones that he has besides his main account, which is Boomie. Now, myself, I can't be bothered to have that many alternate accounts because I literally can only manage one thing at a time. So maybe it's just because he really wants to talk to people that, maybe see, they're probably saying stuff about him and he just wants to keep tabs on them. So I went and messaged some of the voice actresses that he claims are not underpaid or that he absolutely paid. So I did a little bit of digging on that end too. And I kind of blocked out the names because otherwise, he'll probably go to them and harass them too. Here's one, and it's by an unknown source. And I asked them, I said, I just had to deal with Boomie. Has he harassed you or paid you properly? I have reports of him not paying his actresses and harassing them. And they reply, he's insane. Yeah, he hurt me in the past and legit threatened me. I try to avoid contact with him unless spying to protect the other voice actresses. I said, that's what I figured. He made it sound like you two were best friends. But I could tell from the screenshots he sent me that you were short with him, the same way I was. Which, if you want to know how super desperate he is to talk to me, it's this screenshot right here. Where at the very top, if you want to know the preface before that, was he thinks that Donald Trump starts riots, but I told him that Donald Trump's not out on the streets starting riots. That's a whole political thing. Who cares? He says, good, but Donald is president. And I just told him I got things to do, so bye. And then, minutes later, grow up. And this was the entire time over my New Year's Eve. I didn't have a very good New Year's Eve. Needless to say, I was not very happy because I was trying to get drunk, and he ruined that buzz very quickly. So, if you needed some more information or some more context from how great of a person Boomie really is, he's not going to try to confront you with any facts here, okay? Let's just be clear. He uses autism as his escape from this. I said, to end the conversation, you need to be able to read people. And he says, okay, no, I have autism. Reading people is hard. I can. I just put, come on. So, it really doesn't get any better. We'll get into more of these screenshots here, but I'll try to do like a quick recap and then we'll get through some of the super chats if I know how to find them. But, wow, I really don't know how to find them. So just to recap a little bit while I try to bring this up, Boomie is the leader or the agent for SexyBlimp or SuperBlimp as they're known on Twitch. And he essentially contracts other voice actresses and they work for him. Well, what ended up happening was I did a little bit of research, and one of the voice actresses that happened to be working for him at the time, he says, took off with the money. And I thought that was kind of weird because, obviously it's something where I donated to help this voice actress, get a little bit ahead because I like, the performance arts. So he messages me and I just thought that it was kind of out of place. And he got very upset that I accused him of acting weird. And then he tried to contact me multiple times. And it was even as bad as I would not be able to even eat breakfast. So I decided, I was like, okay, well, obviously something's going on here and there's probably more to it. One of the other voice actresses decided to tell me that there was multiple Reddit posts, to which I went to the good old Google machine, and I was surprised at what I found. And all of the things that I'm presenting to you guys is exactly what I found. There's a little bit more that's in there, and I got another post that's on Deviantart where they kind of outline a couple of things, and I also put in some of those links in the description so that way you guys can go there and kind of see just a little bit more. But it's really just a situation of he is a known harasser of these voice actresses and he doesn't quite pay them as well, which I have another screenshot to present to you as well. So we'll get into that. But here are two super chats, one from Tool Acid, and Tool Acid says, hydrogen boobs, do not let a match near them. And the next one is by Hal9000 with $2. It says we should do a VC after the stream. We will see. And we will most certainly try to link up after this, because if anything, you guys can go to the Discord and there's interesting things there. So, and then how with another $2, I think Boomie's YouTube career is done. SexyBlimp does have a YouTube channel, which I will show you. So now that we've got all that stuff out of the way, now that we got all the good stuff, let's get to the last little bit that we do have here. So here's the Deviantart post, and this is by the user Loner2000 that says, "So sadly today, I am being forced to bring out some troubling news that has been happening behind the scenes. The manager behind SexyBlimp Patreon that I used to support and made those vocal dubs with has become a stalker and a harasser towards not only me, but to others as well. He goes by many names because he tends to create alts to still reach people who have previously blocked him, be it Discord, DeviantArt, Tumblr, Twitter, etc. But his original account name I met him on was Boomie on Discord. He was also known as Fire Control on DeviantArt, but that account was banned after he spammed harassment towards his voice actress Trina, who he says he's good friends with, which he blames on a third party hacking him. I'm sure we can debunk that one too. I have told him to stop a number of times, but he has kept pushing to contact me different ways and on different sites. Apparently this all started with him causing trouble/drama in another Discord server, but then it led into underpaying his voice actress and harassing her on the side. He claims she was getting at least 75% of the cut, but it was more like 40% by December." So to kind of get to that point, where I'm gonna bring us to a good stopping point for this, I contacted another voice actress who I kind of blocked out for her own safety, so that way he can't go to harass her. I asked her if she had ever gotten paid from him, and her reply was, "No, last time he paid me was about 5 or 6 months ago, and that was only $20. He said he was going to pay me about 2 months ago, never has." So for some reason, I think that even if he says that he underpaid them or he didn't underpay them or whatever his excuse is, I think that we can kind of get from this person from January 26th of 2018 exactly the kind of thing that would correlate well with those screenshots, especially since, some of the stuff is what he sent me. Now, if we go to the SexyBlimp Patreon, there's 63 patrons right there with $278 per month, not to mention the fact that he also makes money on Twitch. And he also told me that these are things that he can take note of. And as you can see, they do upload a lot of different stuff. There's even a $100 tier where you can become a VIP. $100. There's one person paying that. So these are things where people pay for something that they obviously thought would help the voice actresses. That's not really the case because they're not really getting paid from it. Now, if we were to go further down on this is where they get to, they call him Cake, where if you guys wanted the scoop on what's been going on. And like I said, I can't really bring it up because Tumblr, and you get this screen because fucking Tumblr. So if I go right here, where if it kind of like details a lot of that stuff, where and others, I have nothing to do with nobody, and he came crashing into my art stream last night to argue with a different artist there. Flat out ignored multiple requests to stop. Started arguing even harder about censorship when his messages got removed, and even started taunting us with the new account names he was creating to evade bans. Stuff like, "New accounts are free, lol." This stuff is hard to deal with on a good day, and it did not catch me on a good day. It makes me sick that he's been doing this same thing to everyone else too. Sad face. And there's another case right here where it's still going to continue until his terrible reputation actually spreads wide so that people stop giving him attention/money/ etc. Monstrasa, one of the voice actresses, posted this to Google Drive. I think I can bring this one up. And he says, "Even though you've posted extremely hate-filled things to the public, I still love you as a friend, and I forgive you for it. And I'm sorry we had such a rocky start. Hug. Stay sage and be happy. I'll be sure to take care of my current actresses." This was 10 months ago. So if we were to look at this from the scope of 10 months ago, and this was 2 months after their initial fallout, that means that he's not done anything of the sort, because the screenshots that I have and the ones that he gave me definitely tell a different story. Now, I'm no scientist here, but I'm pretty sure that if we were to look at his Twitter account, we could probably get some more information. Whoops, it's gone. Because he blocked me from it. So, if you want to know why he blocked me from it, I'd be more than happy to share that with you, chat. He says that I left out the parts where I insult and laugh at him on Twitch, which he says that he can provide evidence to. So I go to the SexyBlimp streams because I like to support the voice actresses. And when I first showed up, he says, "Why are you on the stream?" Which at the time I was, but afterwards I went to go watch Waterfall Voyeur, which if you guys haven't, Waterfall Voyeur is Vectroid that makes Macintosh Plus, you know, the classic vaporwave stuff with all the models and stuff, you know, the old aesthetic. You can go watch them on Twitch. It's very entertaining. So he says, "I saw you on the chat room," and I go, "Cool." He says, "Don't stir things up," which obviously I have self-control and I'm not a fucking child, so obviously I'm not going to do that. Now, there's more to that, but unfortunately he got very insufferable, so I'll let him post the entire thing, much like he did on Twitter before people found out that he was just being a crybaby about something. But I want to go back because I see you guys talking about the entire thing where he was claiming autism. So here's this entire thing from where we started. And he says, "Are you telling me I can't use my social disability as an excuse for being socially disabled?" I said, "No, because you're fully aware of what you're doing." And he says, "No, here's the issue. I'm aware, but I don't know how else to go about these things. I get anxious, and I don't know what else to do." I said, "Autistic people don't use autism as an excuse." And he says, "Yes, they do." I said, "No, they don't, and well, maybe if they're people like Momo-kun." Which, honestly, kudos to me for ad-libbing, because I really kind of thought that one up on the spot. But as you can see, he's just, I don't know, different. So let's just keep on going down here. Someone has a picture. This is just a small incident to add to the pile. Getting overly upset about literally anything and then making alts to keep the last word while screaming, "I'm done talking to you," seems to be his go-to answer to everything. Summary: he got banned from a Discord frequented by a good handful of artists in the BE/GTS fetish because his presence and bad reputation made artists in there uncomfortable. The usual SexyBlimp games ensues by harassing the mod who wouldn't let him back into the server all night. This was 5 months ago. So I read through this a little bit beforehand, and he was just wondering why he's not in the server and if this person, Madness, could send him an invite. And he says, "Yeah, let me just check with the mods. Strange, why are you kicked out or whatever? Let me see." He says, "I don't know, it's weird. I never got a reason or anything." And so it starts innocently enough by him discovering he got booted from our Discord server after we discovered his reputation because we didn't want him being there make artists uncomfortable about the place. So it continues. "That's lame." He said, "Yeah, are you able to get an invite?" And he says, "WTF? No. Hog must have fucked up my mod settings again when he was messing with the bot. Hold on. I think he's in work or sleeping, but I have pinged him. I'll see what I can do when he gets back on." And he says, "All right, but if I can't get back, then don't stress yourself out over it. I'm really sorry about this." He says, "Okay, back to stream." He says, "Sorry. Oh, are you voice chatting with people? I could join you if that's okay. Sorry." He said, "No, I'm just trying to work," because this person is an artist. And he says, "Oh, sorry. I would like to join sometime though, if you ever decide to voice chat again." Gets a bit pushy about voice chat rather quickly. And he says, "I'm not voice chatting." He says, "I said when you do." He said, "I don't plan on voice chat over stream." He said, thought you did before. He said, nope, must have been a video or someone in a multi. He says, oh, sorry. Well, if the time ever comes, I'd be willing to hop in, if it ever does happen. Now, there's a multitude of screenshots here that I kind of went over. I kind of glossed over them. And it says, later that same night, starts showing up in the stream's chat, starts his usual tirades, gets banned. The alt account game ensues. This wasn't the first instance, but the first that was captured as the situation got out of hand. And as you can see here, he's pretty much just making these alt accounts. He says, if you think I'm so bad, why did you let me use your animation? And also, I stopped making bolts on Discord. I guess he meant alt on Discord very long time ago. And he says, I was giving you last chance after last chance to help yourself. If this is how you act, nobody will ever enjoy your presence. Please come back when you have learned to interact with others correctly. Wow, this gets on. So he creates more alts. He said, I warn people on my server now, and people are just coming in. He says, with some serious anger issues. Okay, and that's his name right there. He's been banned by Mr. D. And here's more examples. And I know that I have good friends around because they listen to me. Why did you think I was a good friend and then spread lies? Surely you wouldn't want to work with me if you thought I was bad. You have anger problems. And this right here is the entire list of all of his accounts that he made just to come in here. Like Abel Candy, All-Star, Alexi, Censor Criticism, Jerry, Report, Salantrom, SexyBlimp. He was in these streams. And so it says, finally, him trying to remove MMM off the Twitter bot for his server to hide the Reddit thread he tweeted out. Where, if you can go there, that's where they removed all of it, where it says content. A super important message because you're probably being fed incorrect information by SexyBlimp and you need to know. And that's what it led to. And this is by Miku Madness on Twitter. This is just from 5 months ago. So the thing keeps growing. Much like this subreddit, Belly Expansion, it just keeps growing. And I think that this is something that needs to be sent to pretty much everybody in the community as a result. Because he's not a very good person, especially if he's doing all of these very obscure things. I could probably go on and find more things, but honestly, people have been dropping their drop boxes where it shows their harassment of what Boomie was saying. I have my own collection, and it's unfortunate because I really thought that this would help the voice actresses. But, you know, what can you really do at this point? If you see him, or if you happen to come across this Patreon right here, or know anybody that may be in this Patreon, I mean, feel free to give them this live stream, which I'll leave up for everybody to kind of just spread around, because I think that we need all of this in here. And I think some artists that follow the SexyBlimp Twitter account, they're not even aware that they follow it, because SexyBlimp also follows them. So with that being said, if you are crunched for time, then feel free to go ahead and you can just close out this window, because I'm going to read some more super chats here. And I think most of them are from Hal. Let me go ahead and check here. Wow, they are. And the last one here is another $2 from Hal. It says, this Boomie guy needs a Kiwi Farms thread. I don't know if he has one, to be honest. And I feel like if he did have one, it should be it should be expanded a little bit more with the help of others. So that's all I really know about it. But if you want, don't worry about it, the shipping queen. If you want, this live stream will be up and everything about it will still be available for people to search and be able to, you know, find out things about. And I'm sure that this will probably get, you know, striked or copyright struck by Boomie as soon as he, you know, gets the feeling in his stomach about it. But we'll never really know, except for when it happens. He does have a YouTube channel, by the way. I guess I should probably mention that. It's literally the easiest thing to find. It's just you type in SexyBlimp and it shows up. Oh, hey, there's my stream. It's right here. SexyBlimp, where he has 5,941 subscribers. And he's actually taken down a couple of videos where other voice actresses like Yul He had performed work. That's not really the case now. But we'll figure it out when we get there. If you ever needed to know exactly what the contents of it are, it's a lot of animations and just a lot of breast expansion stuff. You can see that his ratings and things like that are very hit or miss. We can hit or miss. It's so weird to say that now. Like I can't. The hit or miss thing is just stupid. Can we not have that as a meme? Okay. Just I can't. But yeah, that's essentially it. If you see people like talking about it, just make sure you spread this video for their own goodwill. That's about all I really got. Yeah, I guess they never miss, huh? Yeah, apparently they don't. I mean, with your body being inflated, I don't think anybody could really miss. Here's another super chat by Tool Acid that says he should inflate his social skills. I agree. He's not a very pleasant person to deal with, especially on New Year's Eve when I'm trying to get drunk. So we'll just let it be what it is. And what we'll probably do is have a stream here, almost like Mr. Medicare, like almost a Sunday fun day kind of thing, but maybe not as much, but we'll figure it out. Because I really want to get into the whole rhythm of streaming a little bit more often. So I will send the important people this link, and hopefully he'll find this again, so that way he can, have a good time looking over it and saying that all of this stuff is inaccurate, even though that there are links that I have literally pulled up right here from the subreddit itself. I need to actually make like a Reddit account. So that's something I guess I need to do. It's great. But yeah, these links right here, if I don't have them posted, then I'll probably try to get those like in there at some point. But a lot of this stuff is just, you read through it and then you're just like, wow, I didn't know that this person was actually this way. But I guess inflation lives do matter. Yeah, I would agree. Everybody's lives matter. Just enjoy what you enjoy. But what can you do? But I guess now is my time to retire into the wilderness known as Twitter, and then also talk about Jacob Chapman and how he ran off with $23,000. So I'll be seeing you guys around. And thanks for stopping by the stream, and thank you, Hal and Tool Acid, for your wonderful super chats today.